Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
Thanks for just throwing that out there. I was
Heck
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna clear my throat and everything first because
Nope.
I'm dying.
Nope, we're just gonna start it right out the gate.
Asshole.
Here we go, running. Marathon time.
That's how we do
Clearly.
things.
Hell yeah, let's just go.
That's
Okay.
payback.
Yeah.
Grif is still dying.
I am still dying. I'm so sorry. I will try not to be snotty on the mic.
Snotty on the mic.
Sorry.
Achoo.
And now
Aw.
live on stage, Snotty on the mic.
Like, you know what's not fair about all of this is Chicken and I were both sick with the same thing, and he is like 3 days out and fine. I'm like a week out and still dying. Like-
Better immune system. That's what I'm going with.
It's where I
hate
grew
him
up.
so much.
My immune system, dude, had to get tough.
So I'm still dying.
There's
Sorry.
probably a lot of truth to that, to be honest.
There probably is. All this nature and whatnot.
Too funny.
So what games have you guys been playing this week? I remember.
Oh, look at there. Week 2. Or week 3, technically, but the
We
Don't
didn't have
worry.
a show last week.
I
We'll
got
go
you.
to-
As soon as you make a mistake, I'm gonna be all over it. You're gonna be like, "So what'd you guys play this week?" Games, motherfucker.
She had to think about it, though. She's on meds. So she's like, too funny. I played, well, actually, for 2 weeks stuff, right?
Yep.
So I started Path of Exile a little bit, played into it a little, and then I went to Karma Flow, the rock opera video game.
I have never even heard of that.
Yeah, somehow it was in my whole thing, and I was like, hell, why not? I'll try it. So, let me tell you something. It's very interesting. I'm a person that listens to all types of genres of music, and I love opera and I love metal music. So I was thinking, hey, this sounds like a great idea. The whole thing is sung to you. So like, even when they're giving you instructions on what to do, you'll have this random thing come out, and it'll be like, you need to go to the tree, and it'll be like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Background of it. The music's great, and I'm enjoying it. You got this cute little character that moves around, and it's right now it's just kind of a walking puzzler simulator type thing going on, but it's enjoyable. Like, I'm playing it and I'm like, well, I don't know why I like this as much as I do, but okay, it's cool. So you either left click or right click on things or jump. That's pretty much what you have. So that's been entertaining, and then I started Hellblade, which I'm not really sure how to take this game so far. Like, I'm just about an
Don't
hour
keep
and a half
dying.
into it, and-
You only get so many deaths.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is they tell you right off the bat that you only get so many deaths, and that it's permadeath. Like, they tell you.
I
Like,
think that's
'cause-
neat.
Yeah, her hand turns black after a certain point of the game, and it says every time you lose a battle, the black will spread up her arm, and when it gets to her face, she dies, and so do you.
Yep.
So you got to start
So
back
you start
over.
over.
Yeah, and
Well, it's because it's about mental health. Eventually, you're just gonna,
yeah, it's really weird too, because the intro to it, you're basically on a boat, and they're popping the credits.
How many
up.
games start on boats these days? Jeez.
Right.
I don't know. Our D&D game started on a boat.
Yeah, fair. You even came up with a boat. Just saying. So, like, on the left and the right, they have like the credits popping up against the background, and one of them actually says mental health advisor, and I'm talking director of game, mental health advisor. Like, it's
Because it's a
Damn.
big deal. Like, that's the whole premise of the
before
game, is
the
to address mental
actress's
health
name
issues.
is even mentioned, you have the mental health advisor. That's how big of a deal it is. But it's interesting. Like, I did play a little bit with my headphones on. Mistake. Because you think you're going crazy, and you think you're hearing things outside because it's 3D sound. It's going.
So does that mean
that's
I
the
can't?
idea,
does that mean I
though.
can't play it though? Because I mean, I could only like hear half
Well,
of it.
I
then.
guess you would hear half of it, right? And then stuff that was supposed to be louder on one side, it probably, because it's 3D sound, you would hear a little lighter on one
Well,
side.
this side, this doesn't work at all. So I can only hear out of this side of my headset.
Well, but what I'm saying is something that might have been supposed to have been on this side might, because it's 3D sound, it might be softer on this side to where
Like, you can still acknowledge that it's there. It's just not
you
going to have a
acknowledge
full
it's there,
effect.
but it's very weird. They have a good system though set up to where the way their puzzles work is you have like these red gates, and you could look through the gate one direction, and it looks like normal. If you turn around and look the other direction, there might be a doorway that's opened up or something like that. So you have to walk through that gate in order to change the world around you. And you might have 5 or 6 gates in one thing, so it's kind of solving puzzles that way. It's very weird, and you don't know if she's flipped out or if there really is a bad guy that's messing with her or what the deal is. It's very, very, very interesting and well done, and you don't know whether to listen to the voices in your head or, what's going on. So, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of sad I haven't got to play any Players Unknown. Some PUBg because I wanted to play in first person, and I still haven't done it yet. I've watched people play it, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. I need to go downstairs. Kids start yelling, so I have to stay upstairs or whatever.
Is that part of the new update, first person?
First person,
yeah, there's
the graphics
first
update.
servers for either squads or solo or whatever.
Yeah, there are different.
I'm pretty sure that it
it's,
said
solo
graphics
duo.
update, but because it skipped, like the audio skipped, it sounded like Raptor updates.
Raptor
Raptors?
updates.
There
There are
should be.
raptors. There are raptors.
They combine with Ark. Yay. No.
That would be a fun game
graphics
mode. Like,
update.
you get
Raptors.
like maybe 8 survivors, and then everyone else gets to be raptors.
Oh god. Oh god. Get the frying pan.
They get like double movement speed and increased melee damage.
I think it would be funny too, though, if they all come out the plane that way too. So your raptors coming out with like a parachute. It makes no sense. So then you're that one guy that's like coming out at the same time as somebody else. You look to the left, and there's like a raptor sitting right there.
Yeah,
The
and then you
raptor
see
looks at
them
you.
dive bomb, and then you're like, oh shit. And you see them all just like congregate around where you're gonna land. You're like, god damn it, I hate this game. This sail. Fuck that. Exit the lobby. I'm out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us. It's just that was too good to not mention.
I guess that'll be a mod. I mean, if you think about it, Players Unknown started with a mod of Arma, and then ended up moving over to H1Z1, and so now you got this. So good for him. But yeah, it's they added a first person element to it, which I thought was pretty cool, and it's a straight first person server. So when you join in, everybody's first person. The only difference is the only thing that's third person is you coming out of the airplane and landing. Once you land, you go first person, so that way at least you can see where you're going. Because I was like, wow, that would be awkward, like coming out of the plane and trying to look. Because I like using that feature of being able to look around me.
VR
so,
incoming.
that's pretty cool.
Put it on and play VR.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
And then you're in your house crawling on the ground.
What are you doing? Get up. No, I can't. He's over the hill. Get your ass up.
There.
You got this whole. You're like sitting in the chair.
Jump behind your couch, trying to take cover.
Up and down. But so seems fun. So yeah, rock opera and Hellblade. Mainly.
I know it kind of jumps into the news, and we'll get back to what we're playing and everything. But what do you guys think about the whole there being a mini skirt from PUBG that's on the Steam Workshop for 300 pounds, which is like $300 something.
Yeah,
What was it, 380?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Like what the?
Almost 400.
I knew that shit was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. People get
Who's gonna buy
so
but that much mini? Like it's a digital mini skirt. Who's gonna spend that money?
very lonely people. I mean, if you want to know the truth, very lonely folks.
I mean,
Or
here's the-
people who have too much money and like to troll.
And are very lonely.
I still go back to the cheapest method of any of this is just to take the stuff off the ground or off your victims. That's I mean, I don't.
So
I mean,
if you killed
I
the
get
guy
it's
that bought the
temporary.
miniskirt, can you take it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not permanent.
No, but you can fucking take it. Like, oh, good,
Yeah.
you spent $400 to use it in this game. I'll take it from you and use it in this game, bitch.
I wear it better anyways.
Please, Baka, don't
Nothing
ever
says-
put one on.
Nothing says a battle like.
Like a mini skirt?
Yep.
I don't
next time
know.
I go
Him and his
visit
Where's
chicken-
Waldo shirt and a mini skirt. Come on now.
Yep, next
I
time
will
go
jump
visit
out the
chicken,
plane and
I'm
not
gonna
use a
bang on
parachute.
your door in a miniskirt.
Please don't. Please don't.
Please don't.
I mean, why do I have to be punished for this too?
I will give you a heads up, Grif, so that way you don't go answer the door.
Oh, okay. I'll just not be at the house.
Me neither. Where she's going, I'm going.
I gotta go to the ladies' grocery store. Chicken, you stay here. No
I'm-
boys allowed.
I'm going to go to the boys' grocery store then.
Or he'll just sit out in the car and wait.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't want to be
Hiding.
home for that.
I just thought I would mention that to see, like, what would you guys actually spend money
No.
on
No.
on these outfits? Okay,
No.
just thought I'd ask.
I think we
spend-
already had that discussion.
I-
Where we're just like, we're not even gonna. Like,
Yeah.
if it goes to the point where like I lose whatever outfits I have already, and I have to like spend money to buy the boxes, I'm just gonna go and do what I did when I first started playing the game, which is, oh look, a shirt, put it on, and just keep having random outfits.
How I play games
I
lately.
don't mind like the $2.50. It's not a big amount. I wouldn't personally do it, but I don't care that other people want to do it. But the $389 for a freaking thing is just stupid. Like, hey, here's $2.50 to get. Okay, cool. You
It's
know?
not even like a bulletproof vest or something that's gonna help you. It's flipping mini skirt.
It is
Yeah.
real gambling because I could go and be like, all right, I'm gonna spend $250 right here. Oh shit, mini skirt, 200 bones right here. Drop it on the marketplace, walk away. Buy another 50, get a bunch more mini skirts and sell them again.
It almost makes you wonder. Now that you say that, it almost makes you wonder if somebody that works at PUBg is like, I can get this mini skirt just with a code. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to sell this sucker for whatever.
If I can
And
export,
then
Well, I mean,
other
one
people are
dude,
going to pay
though.
$2.50.
If he
just
does
so they
that,
can try
I'm
to
pretty
get the mini
sure
skirt.
like once he gets caught, he'll be fired because that's abusing his
But
power.
Well,
PUBG
unless-
is just one dude, right? Isn't it?
No, well,
I think he's got like
player
10 people now.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a lot more than that. He's got. They just did a thing on it on Eurogamer, and basically, they did an entire biography of him. It was pretty cool. But Bluehole, who is the one that actually pushes the game out and develops the game, is actually came to him because he had already done those other mods and said, "We want a battle royale." The original game was actually PlayerUnknown Battle Royale. But they couldn't because there's a Korean game or movie. They
Yeah.
couldn't get the rights to the Battle Royale
Royale.
thing. So, so that's why it's Battlegrounds, and so everything is based in South Korea. And now the room could have had other people in it doing other stuff, but the room they showed had like 50 people in it, all at computers,
Working on shit.
working
Doing
on
their
the
thing.
stuff. But now one of the elements that I really hope that they eventually add into the game is they at one time were working on and showed like video of to where if you shot somebody and killed them with a lethal kill from an arrow, so like from the crossbow, they would stick to wherever they were at. So if they were in a room, they would and just kind of stick,
Okay, that's-
whatever.
that's
And they
pretty
showed
funny.
like hitting it with different body parts. So whatever it was, I was like, oh my god, that'd been awesome. But so yeah, I'm thinking 40, 50, the amount of people they've got. There's no telling how many servers they got now because
That
it's
would
such-
make the crossbow completely because like if you went into a room with it and shot someone in like the arm or something or the shoulder and it pinned them up against there, they couldn't really turn anymore. To
no,
shoot them.
it's only lethal kill only. So
Oh,
it would
okay.
be
So
once
they'd
they
have
die.
to be dead.
Yeah, or have
Damn.
like quarter health, and then you pop them with that, and they die, and it just pins them to the wall.
You know, I'm just gonna throw that out there, but that's how the Bioshock crossbow worked to start with. So, just
That is
way
true.
behind, way behind.
The nail
True.
gun from Hitman,
Uh,
you could just nail people to
Turok.
the wall. Turok too.
Well,
Or
yeah,
Turok
Turok,
also.
the bow that you got, you can pin people up against a tree.
Sometimes that is the best reason to use a weapon.
Hell
'Cause It's
yeah!
just funny. You're like, ah, look at you now. You're dead and stuck to the wall.
And then they just ragdoll.
Yep.
Uh,
Sorry.
I did find out how he became player unknown, by the way.
Because you don't want to tell people your name?
Well, evidently in Arma, the default name when
Mm-hmm.
you went into the multiplayer of it was player one. So he just changed it to player unknown because he thought it sounded cool, and now it's stuck.
and now he's got a major game named after him.
Right.
Player Unknown's Battleground.
Yep. So, but that's I don't know, 40, 50 people in there. One of them could have sold a miniskirt. I'm just saying. You think
Yeah,
about it,
I-
because you can have a lot of people at $2.50 trying to get it just so they could try to put
It's
one up there
gambling,
too.
man. I mean, and to be fair, all they have to do is be like, "Oh, we can make a few of these and put them on the market house," and then that's like selling 30 copies of your game. You sell a few
Oh my God.
a few miniskirts, and you're selling like 30 copies of your game.
I like that it is specifically a miniskirt, though. It was just funny to me. Well, what else have you guys been playing?
I got a great story about
Okay.
PUBG when me and Baka played. It was from last week, and we were going to tell it, but we got sick. So it's about a boat. We got a boat.
Oh, God. I know
You had
that
a boat?
story.
We had a boat. It was a great fucking story. We started off, we landed, and we searched through all the houses and couldn't find a damn thing. I think he got an Uzi or an ump. I don't know.
I know, I got an up.
He got an ump, and all I had was a fucking pistol. Just plain old pistol. And I was like, all right, fine. We need to go because it started closing in, and we were pretty far out. So we hopped in a boat. Motherfucker. And we go around and under the bridge, and we come up to this little... it's where there's a sandbar out on the side, and we pull up next to it, and there's some houses off there. So we start running over towards the houses, and we search. They've already been searched. There's not a damn thing in there, so still just got a pistol. So we start running back towards the boat, and I'm like, we could just hide next to the boat until the circle encloses. And Buck's like, I'm gonna go check this sandbar over here, and I'm just crouched next to the boat. And out of the corner of my eye, I see further down the beach 2 people running, and I was like, "Oh shit, Baka, help! There are 2 people running towards my boat." And Baka's like, "Just get in the boat and drive away." I'm like, "But they're gonna kill me and take my boat. I don't want to lose my boat." And they get right up next to me, and I'm just like, they don't see me, and then I just pop out and just start unloading my pistol. I hit one once or twice, and then they just start unloading on me, and I'm like, reload, pop, pop. I knock one down. And then the other dude gets down real quick, and he's just trying to shoot me and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do? And then all I hear out of the fucking side is... And they're both dead, because here comes Baka fucking swooping in and takes them both out.
Saving the day.
I was like, oh shit, where'd you come from? He's like, oh, I was over here. I got this, no worries. So we hop in the boat and take off. We were trying to go around Military Island, and I hear what sounds... like a boat, not the boat that I'm in, and I hear another boat, and I turn to our side, and there's another couple of people riding next to us in a boat, and Baka just starts unloading at them, and we fucking do this, like, battle boat formation. We're chasing each other, and they drive out of the circle, and go around to land on the shore, and I'm like, I'll just turn around and go back to the other side. So I come back around, and we go to land on the shore, and we get off and die instantly.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys.
Did you die from falling, or did you die from...
There were a couple of guys standing on the rocks above us.
Okay. Because that's one of the things that is crazy to me, is the fact that you have to have a vehicle completely stopped. Because if you don't have it stopped and you get out, you're getting injured.
Yep. Oh, it was so epic up until that moment. We're like, yeah, we got this. It's going to be great. Whatever. Exit the lobby. I mean, that's how that fucking game works sometimes. You're just having so much fun, and then you just die. Well, that's just it.
Oh, one of the things that they had on that video I watched from Eurogamer was, did you know that you could bat a bullet out of the air with one of the pans? Have you seen that video?
Yeah, the pans are bulletproof. I mean, that's why they're called
No,
butt
but
pans.
I mean, the guy's running. He's playing a legit game. And dude shoots at him, and as he shoots at him, he happens to have it out as the melee weapon and goes, whap! And pops it. And you just hear,
Holy shit.
ka-tink! And he keeps going. And it was streamed. Like, whoever did it was in the middle of a stream.
Dang.
You know they'll
I didn't
never
know
be
you
able
could-
to do that again.
No, there's no way. Like
Like, they'll probably die trying 100 times over.
right.
Just swing the pants.
Swing, swing.
Protect me.
Get to
It'll
the
work
tree, get to the
this
tree,
one
get to the
time.
tree.
Yeah, pretty much get to the fucking tree.
Get to the tree.
But pans are broken.
Yes, but pans are broken. I've also been playing Final Fantasy 15.
You
And I
finished Final
finished
Fantasy
it.
15.
I finished it. I gotta say, at the beginning of the game, I was like, oh, this is gonna be okay. By the end of the game, I'm like, this is why I love Final Fantasy games. Like, it is fantastic. I
I'll
ain't
play
gonna...
it now that you're done with it.
Where
I'm
would
just
you
gonna finish up
rank it?
something else.
I mean, 7's number 1 for everybody, right? 'Cause
10
you're a
is
big
number
fan of
1.
10.
10 is number
Yeah,
1.
well, no, yeah, 7's not number 1 for everyone. I know some people who hate it. I know some people who prefer 8 over 7. So
8
I mean,
is
it's
really
up
good.
there.
Yeah,
but
15 is definitely up there too. Like, I'll give this one little thing. The first part of the game, it's open world. It definitely feels different from your regular Final Fantasy games, and it's a lot of fun. And then once you hit a certain chapter, it's like, all right, now we're playing a Final Fantasy game, because it just basically does everything that all the other Final Fantasy games do, and you're like, oh, that's right, I'm playing Final Fantasy. Yep,
Is
I
that a
see
bad
it now.
thing?
Not if you're a fan of Final Fantasy.
Okay, I just thought I'd check.
Once it hit that point, I was like, oh, I know where we're going from here. So it's really good. Like, you got this nice big open world, cool story, lots of side quests. And then you hit that point and you're like, oh, this is where the linear story is going to take us to the end. And it's just fantastic storytelling, in my opinion, from there. So, a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Very memorable characters. They were awesome.
He will not mention specifics because he knows that I'm going to play it, and he doesn't want to spoil anything for me.
Yes.
How is the gameplay like? Is like for a person like me that is not a fan of the original gameplay, the way that stuff is set up, that little like Kingdom Hearts and all that shit gets on my nerves just because of the way it's set up. I mean, is this more smooth to where you're not still having to, stop between each one of the, like during the battles and stuff? How are the battles themselves?
The combat is really good. It has two types of styles. It has active mode and wait mode. You don't ever have to use wait mode. You can just keep it on active, which means combat is fluid and you get to just flow with it. And the combos that you could do with your partners are really cool. Like, one of them is if you do a blind strike, which is hit somebody from behind, your character will yell out one of his friends' names, and then they'll jump up and do some cool, slick shit as a combo and whatnot. And, it's cool looking when they do it. But it's very fluid, very nice. And then if you have it on wait mode, whenever you stop moving, the combat will freeze. And it'll kind of give you a second to adjust what you're doing. You use potions, help people up. Well, I guess use a Phoenix down if someone's down.
You can move in between the two, or like if you wanted to go to wait, you could do it during the game, or is it?
You have to. Like I said, there are two different styles. Active just keeps it on active, and when you turn combat into wait mode, it's active while you're moving, and then when you stop moving, it'll pause the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So basically,
yes, you can swap it back and forth.
Yeah, you can.
I think that's what he was asking.
Yeah, you could swap it back and forth. Like, if you just want to. For most of the part of the game, I played on active. I didn't see the whole wait aspect of it, but then as I got further on, I was like, oh, I could wait here, identify the enemy, see what his weaknesses are, and things like that, and then get back into it and just constantly go from there. But it's fun. Once you get into the game, you'll see where wait mode comes in handy. So.
I'll let you know, because I'm not a fan of the previous combat stuff either, so I'll let you know how it works for me.
Definitely different from the rest.
I thought Kingdom Hearts was like one of your top 10 games of all time.
Oh my, top 10 games to make me want to punch people.
Final Fantasy 15 has definitely shot up my list. Like, it is awesome. The amount of stuff that you could do, like the traveling in the car, the camping, the banter between your characters. It just feels like a living game. It's got a different aspect and a different feel than most games I've played. And
one of them asks to stop and take pictures, and like, I haven't even played it yet, but I already love that dude. I'm like, aw.
You have your four characters.
Like, can we get a pics, guys?
Noctis, Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio. And Prompto loves all the time. While the car rides, he'll just turn back and be like, yo, Noctis, can we get a pic over here? And you can be like, yeah, or not right now. I'm always like, sure, why not? So we turn the car around and go to the spot, and he gets a picture of us. You could save the pictures, too. Every time you sleep, he shows the pictures that you've taken. He's taken all day. Like combat pictures, and that's all just for...
I already love this dude.
The dude is taking pictures while everyone else is trying to fight off like monsters.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing.
Not
I'm not even
literally.
mad.
They're more like passive pictures that they're taken from behind the scenes. So
he's got like a drone we don't know about.
Pretty much. I mean, everybody has their own specialization. Noctis is fishing. The fishing in that game is incredible. Gladio is survival. Moving across the land and camping. Ignis is cooking, and Prompto is photography.
No, Ignis is being the dad.
He is cooking. His specialty is cooking. But yes, he is definitely like the dad of the group.
I'm looking forward to playing it.
It's an awesome game. Definitely outside of the regular Final Fantasy games. So, Grif will let you have her input when she gets it.
When I get there.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because we just got Resident Evil. The
7.
7. I was like, what's the number on this one?
Resident Evil
Yeah,
7.
so which means I'm not sure if I'm going to play that one before Final Fantasy. I probably should.
Yeah,
Probably
you should.
Okay.
But they're coming out with a DLC for Final Fantasy. It is called Final Fantasy Comrades, which lets up to 4 people make a Final Fantasy character, and then join in together and run dungeons and run around their world.
I'm all about it. Like, I just want to play with the character customization. Final Fantasy character customization, you better believe I'm going to have the craziest hair I can find.
You know, there is an item that I found there later on in the game that's like super stick gel, and basically you could buy it and it makes it so that their hair is much more firm, and because when you're driving it waves, or when it's raining it kind of gets a little wet, and they are serious about their hair sometimes. They are like, oh man, my hair, is it okay? Is it okay?
I like that they're acknowledging that Final Fantasy has ridiculous hair.
Oh yes.
Nice.
It has a lot of throwbacks to the older Final Fantasies. It's got a bunch of little Easter eggs and whatnot. It's like an all-around really good game. Definitely recommend it if you're a Final Fantasy or if you're new to it. It even says at the very beginning for veterans or new players.
Yep.
So.
What have you been playing, Baka?
Quite a bit of PUBg and then some Deceit a little bit.
Are you better at lying now?
No, I wasn't always like horrible at it, but I mean,
Damn, way to shoot.
We just called you out on it. That's all I'm saying.
That's not what I meant. I just meant
You were bad before, so are you a little better now?
That is not what I meant.
I don't
Is
know.
what you
I'm
meant.
really fucking good at hiding in that game, though.
Yeah, you are. We didn't get to tell that story. You
Yeah.
should tell the story about hide and seek with chicken.
Man, that was bugged, motherfuckers. Like, if I could show you from my perspective. Like, I looked at him. Like, I looked up there and there was nothing. And then I got
it
up
was
there.
my prison pajamas. It let me blend in with everything. Like,
And then I got up there and you were just sitting right there. I was like, what the fuck?
We were all watching because we were dead, and so every time Chicken would run past him, because we
all
were watching
laugh.
it from Baka's side, we would just die laughing because we were just watching him just literally run around like a chicken with his head cut
Man, I
off.
stopped in front of him and everyone just started
We were
laughing. Like, I
dying.
used you
Well,
guys
it-
as a gauge
it-
to
to be
figure out where
fair,
he
we-
was at.
We do a really good job of being quiet usually. Like, 'cause
Usually.
we're like, you were sitting there and whatever, but you couldn't help it because it was just, we knew it was just the 2 of you. So it was, we couldn't do anything but laugh because he's supposed to be sitting on a crate. But
Supposed
from
to.
our perspective, he's in the crate and you're running by. And you
It was the
couldn't
best
see.
hide and seek.
Like,
It
I
was so
would, like, slow down as the laughter, like, got louder.
He
I'd
didn't
be like,
stop
he's gotta
and
be
look
right.
directly at me, and I'm like, oh shit, he finally spotted me. But like
And then
everyone's
ran
laughing,
off.
and then he like goes running back off again, and I'm like, oh okay.
It's because I couldn't see you at all. Like, there was nothing. I was like, everybody keeps laughing at this area. This is like the hot area, so I know he's got to be like right here. Do I need glasses or something? So I
You
fucking
sort
have
of
to.
started shooting.
I
Maybe
wasn't
could have
sure.
killed him.
That's why I just hopped up on the box. I was like, oh, he's right fucking here. Oh my god.
I
it
was being a
really
ninja.
funny. Wow.
And other than that, like I've been playing PUBG, and I almost had chicken dinner, except the game kind of screwed me. I found a sniper rifle with like 15 shots of ammo and 8 times scope, and that's all I could find. Like
You have 15 shots, make them count from long
basically, yeah. Like other than that, like I run across pistols. I was like, okay, whatever. And pistols are useless. I couldn't even find a backpack. I eventually found, like towards the end, a level 1 vest and a level 1 helmet.
Motorcycle helmet.
And yeah, at the end of it, I lost because I ran out of ammo and I couldn't
Aw.
shoot the other dude. Like I shot him and I hit his head, and he had a level 3 helmet on, and the helmet went off, and I didn't have any more ammo to try to finish him. I was like, son of a...
Take the gun and beat the shit out of him with it.
Well, I mean, at that
Go
point, I
Viking
just started
style.
running up to him. I was like, I'm just gonna go try to punch him. That's all I can do. I don't have ammo for anything, so I just started hauling up there to go punch him, and then I died.
Oh,
Damn.
so close. So close.
The salt
So
was
close. You finished top 10.
And then
Don't you love it when
we-
it tells you that when you're like
uh,
second or third?
and then Newbie started playing with us, and then Red joined in, so we did like a 3-man squad. Red went off by himself a little bit and got killed, and then
No.
Yeah, he has a problem with that. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna go check.
he's like,
over
I'm gonna
here."
go check out the houses like way down at the other end of this map. Why?
Why are you
Why don't you
leaving
stay
us?
with the squad? But so he died. So me and Newbie started trying to get out of there because it was like a squad of 4 versus just us. So we started driving off in a truck, and it starts just getting lit up, and it's almost destroyed. So we ran over one dude, and I'm like, you know what? We're not going to make this because even if we just keep going straight, like 1 or 2 more shots, and the whole vehicle's going to be destroyed. So I turn back around and do a big U-turn and go charging at them again. And the truck blows up, and it kills the dude that's on the ground, and then the dude that was next to him trying to get him up, when it explodes, it knocks him to the ground.
So you guys died for 2 kills. Doesn't even
Basically, yeah.
exchange.
Yep.
Nice. Well, I finished up Mass Effect Andromeda. It's not the worst thing ever. Like, it's got problems. Chicken and I spent like an hour and a half discussing the ridiculousness of the fact that the Krogans are there and in the number that they are and things like that. And it's like, this doesn't make any sense considering where it's at in the game. You know, in the original trilogy, it's like right after Mass Effect 2, so we haven't cured the genophage and this, that, and the other.
Spoilers.
And what, you know.
Mass Effect 2 spoilers. Mass Effect 3 spoilers.
Mass Effect 2 is, oh my god, if you haven't played them yet,
Actually,
I'm sorry.
depending on what you do, you can actually end up curing the genophage.
You can, but that's in Mass Effect 3.
Yep.
So you haven't even had the possibility to cure the genophage yet. So why the fuck are there so goddamn many Krogan, especially Krogan women, when we know from the original Mass Effects that the Krogan women are revered because they're the only ones that can have babies, and because of the genophage, even then it's pretty rare to have a baby to start with. But they're totally okay with shipping out like 1,000 Krogan to this crazy...
When there's only like, 1,500 Krogan left. It's like, oh, no big deal. We'll maybe
like,
survive.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the Quarians didn't come over in Andromeda, and, some of the auxiliary races like the Drell and the Hanar and the Elcor and everything, we don't see them at all. But the Krogan, who we know are 100% fucking limited, they're here in number for some reason. Sure. In a totally different, okay.
C-Team didn't get that part of the...
Apparently not,
Yeah.
like the memo. It's like,
The lore.
don't use
Maybe
Krogan.
like none of them ever played any of the previous games, and they were just like, here's your basic rough draft.
It could be pretty close. Or they just finished part of each one.
Well,
That deserves
I
a
don't
big
know.
old backhand.
it was, that part's really weird. Like, they didn't do awful when it comes to the rest of the lore, but that is a huge glaring thing where it's like, I just really don't understand why there are this many of them here. I also don't understand why the Tyrians look so different, but overall it was enjoyable. Like, I ended up liking it enough, even with the
Enough.
problems.
Like,
Yeah.
you get enough to start it again.
Yeah, I wanted to try a different path, but it has some of the same. I did that side quest again with your friend that floats up into the space, and that apparently that's just how that cutscene goes.
The glitches in that game are ridiculous. Hello, people. Bye?
And there's twice. I guess it's just a programming issue or something, but you get flashbacks to your father's memories, and the same memory both playthroughs. I've been absent. Like, everybody acknowledges that I'm supposed to be there, and I should have been saying something, but my character model is absent, and the dialogue is absent. So somebody, like, puts their arm around the empty space and pats them, and, it's like...
Maybe they forgot
you're
to
just
put the
like
customizable
their
character
imaginary
there?
friend for the whole game.
You're not real.
Well, it's okay enough. It's enjoyable. Like, if you can just let go of the Krogan being an issue and the fact that you're gonna have plenty of, like, that's not how games are supposed to work kind of things happen, like the guy floating off and things like that, it actually ends up being enjoyable, and sometimes it's funny.
So you're supposed to just let go of all the Mass Effect that you know and be like, all right. This is not Mass Effect Andromeda. This is just
It's starting
a
to sound
game.
like Mass Effect, like, combined with
It's-
Looney Tunes.
It's almost like it's kind of like Mass Effect fan fiction, really, because you take it away from the original source material and use the same, like, races and whatnot, but set them elsewhere. and then throw in the bubblegum people.
So what you're telling me is 8 months before the game's release date, the company was like, shit, we need a game. Fan fiction. We'll take that one. Okay. Make this a game. Here's the script. Just make it.
Just tweak it a bit, and maybe they won't know that we stole it from someone.
It's got some real charm to it, though. Like, I know that the internet was pretty fucking harsh on it. And I was initially harsh on... Well, I was harsh on the animation side of it. And seriously, there's problems. I will not ever discount the problems. There are fucking problems. But in general, it's really not as bad as everybody made it out to be to start with.
Well, when you compare it to the expected quality, like of what a Mass Effect game is, that is why people got so pissed. Is because Mass Effect is supposed to be the pinnacle of greatness. And
I don't know about the pinnacle of greatness. There were some definite low points in the Mass Effect series.
And now BioWare is hunting you specifically.
Fine. Come at me, bro.
Okay. Actually, no, they're going to let it pass because you're one of the couple of people on the planet that actually enjoyed Andromeda. They're going to like, let her have that one when she likes Andromeda.
But I did that, and then we finished up Borderlands with my sister, Borderlands 2, which she started out I told her when we first started playing it, I was like, I sympathize with the bad guy in this game. I like him, but I am in a minority on that. And she's like, okay, so she tried to see it from my perspective to start with, and like we get through the Bloodwing fight, and she's like, so why do you like this guy?
I know, right? What the hell's your problem? You just like, Bloodwing. And then he's like, I'm just going to kill him. And you're like, oh, it's okay. Bloodwing doesn't matter. It's like,
alright, it's just a filthy animal.
No.
Throw you into the lava with Jack.
It was interesting to see her like get to that point where she's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, there's more story to it than just what you're seeing right here, but that's okay.
At least I know if I go around killing animals and murdering people, she'll still love me.
That's oh my god.
Till Troy Baker shows up, buddy. We've already had this discussion.
All I gotta do is kill more people and become eviler, and then she'll like me more, right? See, that's how it works.
But we've already had a discussion once before. If Troy Baker kills you, that he's still okay in her book.
But if I kill him, then that'll make me the pinnacle of evil.
No, that'll just like make
the
her
universe
rage at you, probably.
The universe explode. One of those things where it's like,
yeah, probably evil. Universe exploding.
Evil, but him, and it's like, put a bag of holding in a bag of holding and watch the universe explode.
But since we finished that up, and Saints Row was on sale on Steam sale, super dirt cheap. I got my sister Saints Row 3 and 4. Got her, Game of the Year so we could play all the extra junk and everything. And we started that, and it has been we played it last night. I think that's the hardest I have laughed in a long fucking time.
Wow. Yeah, they were just in there squealing. Oh my goodness. Every couple of minutes you just hear cackling in there.
Well, first of all, we started out and everything, and you get to the point where you can finally equip new weapons and everything, and I equipped the dildo bat, and she's like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, no. She's like, I'm not talking to you anymore. I run out the store and start hitting people with it. She's like, okay, it's funny. I was like, it's not funny. It's fucking hilarious.
It's funny. It's funny. You got to give her a little bit to get used to the dildo bat.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm going to show you this really great game. Dildo bat.
Yep. And it's all flopping around while I'm running, yeah. But there was one point last night, and I'm just, okay, usually whoever gets to, in just about any game that's like this, whoever gets to the car first and opens the door will be the driver, right? No matter which door they open. It's just, you got there first. Chicken's already laughing. She runs up to a car to steal it, and she opens the door, and I was like, okay, she's already initiated the theft of the car. She's gonna be put to the driver's seat, so I'm running. And in Saints Row, when you run and push the button to get in the car, it just like feet first slams into the car, whichever entrance, window, whatever.
Right.
She opens the door, I push the button and sail straight by her into the driver's seat.
Jack the car literally right from under her nose. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you could drive, whatever.
I was like, thanks for opening the door. Oh, it's like the true sibling simulator. Like at one point we loaded out of a mission and she loaded out right behind me and she's still learning the buttons. It was one of the first couple of missions that we did. But she loads out and immediately just punches me in the back of the head. And in that game there's friendly fire, so it hurts. And then takes off running to go steal a car. So I chase her down and punch her back. We just like chased each other to punch each other for a while. It's the ultimate sibling simulator.
Too funny.
It was a lot of fun. We laughed a lot last night. I imagine that is only going to continue as we continue to play the game and then the next game.
She got mad at you for doing that to her, Baka. Just saying.
What, punching
Yeah, I know.
me? Yeah, but we're not siblings.
Well, no, I
It's
didn't
different.
punch her. I threw a sticky grenade on her back.
Yeah, that's also a little different. I actually died repeatedly.
Yeah.
And you did punch me in the back once when I
Oh
spawned
yeah, with
up.
the shotgun.
Yep.
Too
It's
funny.
to gift.
I was like, oh no, the little flatter jumping. Whack. Uh-oh.
Oops, my bad. My bad.
That's got to be one of the best things ever of all time. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. I'm so looking forward to
Or the
playing
warthog
some more.
driving.
But
Flip. Shit.
I will let you take the warthog. Please don't kill me with it. You ran me over. Thanks. Okay.
Too funny.
Aren't you ready for Halo 2?
At some point. At some point.
At some point.
At some point.
Yep. Now that we've spent most of the show
They
catching up.
actually explode in that one
Yeah, I
game.
know.
That's true.
This
They're
time
not
you're
indestructible
gonna run her
anymore.
over. She's gonna put a sticky nade on, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck!" Boom. Now we gotta restart, bitch.
Yeah. But you guys want to cover some really quick news because we spent the entire show catching up. I mean, come on, it's been 2 weeks.
Well, we now can quickly say the argument that we had before.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
can
yeah.
seriously
We
be
could
right on top
argue.
of this shit.
Yeah, we had a pretty heated discussion.
But we settled it. We figured
Yeah.
it. We think we figured it out.
Yeah. Reading it over again and listening to the videos. It's about Shadow of Mordor, or Shadow of War.
Shadow of War.
Shadow of War.
Wardor.
Mordor. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I was just reading the comments. I want to make sure that, because a lot of people are upset that you could buy loot boxes, which I'm still gonna be on the same fucking side. Why the hell do you need loot boxes in every fucking game at this point? Like, I mean, it just gets ridiculous at some point, right? Am I right?
Because
yeah, I
obviously Warner Brothers is struggling for money.
Apparently.
Clearly.
Like, I mean, oh my god, loot boxes is the answer to everything. Everything known to man. Deus Ex, Overwatch, well, Overwatch, to be fair. Overwatch,
Some games it makes sense on. Other games it's like, why? Why do you need it?
PUBG, Shadow of War. Like, come on. You guys are doing that bad that you need to supplement your income that much? Or just
Clearly.
or did somebody buy a new car and needs that little bit of income to help?
And to
pay
be
for
fair,
it?
though,
They
with
just bought a
PUBG in the last
BMW.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's only been the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But basically, there are loot chests in the game now, and you can buy them with Miram.
Gold.
Miram or gold.
Gold is the only thing you can use to purchase the boxes themselves. Miram.
Well, in an article it said that you could purchase it with both. The idea is that you would have an excess of Miram to purchase the gold with.
Yep, that is what it said.
Okay. Well, it's not what I interpreted the video at, but but basically because the gold is very rare.
Oh,
where
to
the
buy
Miram
these
starters
items,
are-
you could spend Mirian or gold. Mirian is an in-game currency you get from defeating treasure orcs, destroying gear, blah blah blah, or finding sashes. Gold, on the other hand, is an in-game currency that you can use to get higher. Okay, so
to get the higher ones, you have to have gold. Is that right?
Yes. Oh, okay. You could use the Mirian to buy the stuff separately. You use gold to buy chests.
Gotcha.
But that's how it works. You can buy stuff with the Mirian or the gold or whatever, and that's how their chest system is going to work now. And they have announced their online style, which now that I have fully understanding of how it works, it seems a little bit better because a lot of the people are worried that it's going to be a pay-to-win style, which it is, but you don't technically win anything.
I think what we say, pay to brag? Isn't that what we
Yeah,
said?
it's more or less
because
just
it's not
pay
really pay to win.
Yeah, you can pay and build up your army, but then all you do with that army is face other people's castles. But the defender, the person's castle doesn't do anything to their castle. Like, only the attacker is at risk in all of those. So, I mean, and even if you do spend money on a bunch of orcs to defend your castle's rank is going to be so high that people with good armies are going to be the one to attack those. So it's like, okay, you can pay to brag. I mean, or pay to, I don't know. It's just,
because you're just going through the system quicker. And our friend, the videos that we're watching, just so you all know, we a friend of ours, Johnny Chiodini, that works at Eurogamer, recently went to Seattle to Monolith Studios and had a conversation with them, and so that's part of what we're basing some of our information off of, is him talking to them, which is gold is something that you can get in game, so you can purchase chests with that, but it's very rare to get in game. And he talks about the different stuff that you would have to do in order to get specifically gold. But he even states in there, it should not ruin the way you play the game. It should be to where you can go through and play the game and not have to purchase anything. You should be able to get it all once on there.
Yeah, and reading through the comments, it's, to me, people are mad about it, and I understand. But from what I understand of it, it doesn't affect anything. Like, I mean, there is no, like, everything is categorized out. So your army strength, defender strength, you pick and choose how you want to battle, whatnot. You know, if you've got a 200 army, you're going to face a 200. Or if you want a real challenge, you'll go for 400 or things like that. Like, you're just facing PvE style that people have built.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't understand why people are getting so mad. Maybe I could get a few people that are on that side to kind of make me understand why it is so. Like, I
think they're upset because they don't understand. Like, I think you have,
right.
I mean, you think about it, because you've had all these companies that have made things pay to win in one aspect or another, and I think that they're looking at a company similar to Grif's comment earlier, like Warner Brothers needs the money, right? You've got a company like them that's Warner Brothers, which is a subsidiary of one of the largest film companies on the planet. Is just completely, you look at it as like they're not hurting for money. Why would you need this system? Why would you have? I think that's part of why it's there, and then they're worried about it hurting the game in some aspect. And I think that they just, if they listen, because the article we're reading it off of is the same one that you and I just read and listened to the video, and we're getting something totally different than what they are, to where we're not as upset about this. Like, we're upset that element is there, but not to the point to where we're like, oh my god, the world's gonna blow up.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna read this comment and we can discuss it piece by piece. All right. War chests provide orc followers of varying rarity that you can use to help create a strong army. They also contain training orders to level up and customize your orc followers. Okay, so you can use that stuff for your personal army to increase its strength, or your fort army to increase its strength. Okay, so you do that. You upgrade your strength, okay? So you get put in separate categories. You can use your army to attack a base of similar strength, or people can attack your base with similar strength, okay? You can do that with Mirian too. You can use it to buy orc followers and whatnot. So I understand that issue. It's it's microtransactions. Fair enough. People are angry. Now combine it with Vitally, the ranked mode. Because there's two different styles: Friendly Conquest and Vitally. Ranked mode, the attacking player's followers are at risk. If a captain dies during an assault, it's dead for real. So if you make the conscious decision to go ranked mode and you lose your followers, that's your fault. I mean, if you choose with your 500 army to attack an 800 strength fort, and you lose, that's your fault. I mean, I don't see any microtransactions or anything coming into play in that whole scenario.
Well, the other thing I look at it is this too, is if let's say you're on week 1 of the game coming out,
Right.
and you decide to go in and do this, and you know this is an option that people are actually going to be buying these in order to build their defenses up. Wouldn't you be the lookout for it to make sure? Like, I'm looking at it going, nah, I ain't doing that.
Exactly.
No,
It's
I'm
like,
doing that, you know.
it doesn't force you into facing one castle. You get a list of them to choose from which ones you want to attack. It also gives the game a longer lifespan because it's always you've always got castles to attack. You've always got forts to attack with different heroes and whatnot. I don't like the microtransactions, but I like the concept of giving people the ability to make forts and for other people to attack them. There's no risk to the defender, and it's all on the attacker. So, I don't understand the full amount of hate for that style. Microtransactions, like I said, fine, but the online is only like good for it.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, I play this game. I don't even understand why there's an online mode, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like the only part of it, like, and I'm glad they brought it back, and I like the way that they're doing it now, which is the vendetta thing. So like, if I died, Chicken could come back, and he had actually, the way they've changed it now is he would actually enter my version of Mordor, and would come in and, you know, try to kill the guy that killed me, but he only gets it one opportunity.
Yep.
And it actually states on there how many people have tried, and that guy is killed.
Yep, and if
So
you
which
kill
I thought was-
him, I get a reward. Like, I get a big reward, and he gets a reward.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Yeah, and there's a chest for that too.
yeah.
Vendettas give you chests as well. So, you know, there's different options that are available to play different ways of playing the game. So I just don't. I understand the anger, but I don't understand the anger. Oh my God, the game's completely broken because of this one mode.
Yeah, like, thinking more into it, the social conquest, you know, if you took the ranked away, social conquest is perfect. It's exactly what the game needs. It's player-made content that lets you keep doing what you're doing. Gives you a reason to further expand and get stronger and so on and so forth. I mean, if you take away the ranked mode and the gold, and you're perfectly fine. The game is fine. And then you add a ranked mode, and it's like, all right, for those people who want to play very risky, you've got your style. And then people who want to accelerate their game mode, because every game in this day and age has a way for people to just move through it real fast. You've got that. So, before I started the show, I was seriously leaning towards speaking with my money and not getting it, but I'm going to say this wrong and Grif will get me. Delving?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, delving deeper into this whole thing, there's a lot more to think about than just what's on the surface. Like, if you think about Shadow of War, what it is, what kind of programs and gameplay it's going to have, it's not as bad as, like, the people are calling for the apocalypse and don't ever buy Shadow of War. It's like, it's not that bad, folks. Think about it for a second. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I don't understand the apocalyptic style of mentality that people have on this particular way. Now, we could be 100% wrong, and when it comes out, but we have to base it off people that we know have been there and trusted, and the information that, you know, you get all the information together. It's not quite as bad as they're making it to seem.
They're blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah, exactly. They're blowing it out of proportion. I mean, I don't okay, well, that one's fair enough. They may make it so that the gold way is faster, but, you know, if you play the game enough, you'll be fine. You'll grind it out. Which is what For Honor did. For Honor made that mistake, and they fixed it. Because they said steel was too hard to grind, so they increased steel rates across the whole board. So it's not as bad.
Well, and I almost look at it, and I realize that this is more of a social aspect of it than anything else, but this almost reminds me of games that allow you to be able to do this because they look at people's like work schedule and things like that, but you also have games that are similar to World of Warcraft where it allows you to be able to roll another character and be able to boost them quickly by paying a fee to do that. Because you might have somebody that's an experienced player and is getting back into the game, just rolling a new character and wants to do it. So, you know, I almost would say it's something similar to that, which is I understand how the gameplay works, but I haven't built my stuff up the way I'd like to. I don't get the opportunity to do it, so maybe I would be willing to pay the money to do that. Is the thought process just to protect my own stuff, because I mean it does the same thing in the game too, right? It's not. So it's like if it helps you in the game, so it's almost like putting a cheat code in to help the game. You just happen to enter my world that I entered a cheat code in. Yep. You know, so yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I think, but since it doesn't harm anybody, I don't really see a problem with it.
Exactly,
like, it only harms the person paying the money.
Yeah, I mean,
you think about it.
It even says right here, during the assault, the attacking player will be free to kill or brand the defending player's forces, though it's worth noting that any branded troops will not be carried over when the attacking player returns to their instance of Mordor. So you're fine.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
so it doesn't...
It's there's no issue. I mean, maybe they kill your people and then that's it. But I swear I read something that said that the defending player won't lose anything. But we'll have to know more once we get the game, because I'm still leaning more towards buying it.
Wow. Well, I'll be getting it just because I love the first one so much. So I don't see an issue with that. Another news we've got on here, after a year, I believe, No Man's Sky is finally getting a 30-hour storyline.
Oh my god, you mean it'll have legitimate stuff to do with objectives?
No.
What about that multiplayer that we were supposed to have?
We got little jello orbs. You can poke other people. Like little water droplets.
So you do have an option to be able to play through a storyline. I'll be interested to see how that goes.
It'll be like
I log in every once in a while
and
just
then you're done.
Well, I log in every once in a while just to see, like, I'm still on the same planet, but I still log in the same place just to see what, changes and stuff. And
what changes on your planet?
And things have continued to change, but I think it's what we kind of said to start with, which was, it's like they released an early access game and never put the words early access on it. And,
and they're still trying to make it what they fucking promised it would be.
Well, I still swear up and down, I think if it had been a PC-only game, that it probably would have hit the early access market, and I think Sony's the one that actually forced this to happen. But unfortunately, No Man's Sky is they made a bad mistake by listening.
Yes, they
forced
did.
to listen.
Well, they also made a bad mistake by promising way above what they could deliver on with the size of their studio.
They're starting to deliver now. I mean,
but the problem is they knew they had a release date, and they still promised things up until that release date that they knew weren't ready.
If they would have released an early access, they could have been like, "It's still coming. It's early access."
Yeah,
I mean, it would have been.
And even then, they're like, "Yeah, we'll have multiplayer." Now you can see a limited number of people around you as orbs, but you can't do anything with them. I don't really think that counts as multiplayer.
Well, they're not saying that they have multiplayer now. They're saying they said they will have multiplayer, so we're going to see. I mean, but at some point, now we've got a 30-hour campaign that's randomly showed up a year afterwards that they haven't talked about or anything. So it's going to be interesting. I think the game's going to continue to grow. But
I don't think they just want to announce like anything until it's like, okay, we know we have this ready. Now we can release it.
Yeah. The only thing I feel bad for, this is the most backward shit on the planet. Because you think about it this way. The game, because it bombed so badly last year and it's been out for a year, everybody that bought the game, somebody like me, bought it when it released. We paid full price for this game. Now everyone that's getting it is getting the full version of the game, sort of. It's still being expanded. But a lot more of game content. And they're paying like a half the price, maybe even like $20 for this game. And it's like, for somebody like me, I'm kind of like, hey, if you can I get an extra added in, because I paid full price for the game, like
you
put
get
a
the same
DLC
update
later on for other people, something. That's the thing that kind of irritates me, is the fact because they didn't announce it as early access to start with. But I'm wondering price wise if it was set. One of the things ARC stated was the fact that the reason that they've jumped to $60 when they did the game was because of the games being inside the actual brick and mortar stores would not allow you to be able to sell digital for cheaper than what you're getting in the brick and mortar stores. And I'm wondering if Sony was kind of like, we're selling this for $60, and so they had to sell it for $60 for everybody else too. And now we're dealing with this bullshit. But we'll see. 30 hours of story. I don't know what kind of storyline that you've got on that. Like,
it takes you back to the center of the universe.
Like, I don't know, because everybody starts on a different planet. What kind of storyline can you have at that point? It's randomly generated.
Procedurally generated quests is one of the things that I read. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure that you guys had like the clearest idea of what you wanted to start with or how to make that idea real. Maybe
another couple of years and they may have a full game here.
I
wish I was joking, but seriously, it's a lot better than what it was a year ago. But
oh my god, the amount of stuff they've
maybe
added.
5 years down the road, it'll be like, oh wow, this is what we're supposed to get. This is an amazing game. Too bad there are like 50 other games that are already out that do this plus more.
Well, I would be really interested to see, because a lot of our footage that they showed of No Man's Sky was from the original build that when the flood happened. And so they did have to build a lot from scratch. But I'd be very interested to see how much even that part of it when the flood happened was complete compared to what was originally released a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, is it closer to what we have now, or was it, closer to what you ended up releasing? So
I'm surprised they didn't have backups on the cloud for something like that. I mean, like everything that they ever worked on.
But you're not going to have it optimized or anything like that. So the massive amount stuff that you would have on a cloud would be ridiculous. Like, it would be huge.
Sometimes you got to for emergencies like that. I mean,
yeah, well,
it would have been a good investment.
Or
small studio.
Have an external hard drive where they had everything backed up onto that, and they kept that off somewhere else. Yeah. Be like, hey, this is what we've been working on. At the end of the week, we whatever we've done, we back it all up on here, and then you take it off. Unless you
got somebody like Baka over here, and he fucking deletes your backup drives. You're like, what the hell, motherfucker? I backed it up so that you wouldn't delete it.
To be fair, one time neither one of us thought about the whole thing of like the hard drive being plugged in at that point.
Man, you think that you would have seen it and been like, oh, it says external. Okay, I'm gonna reformat that one.
Oh, what's done is done.
Don't trust him. Never trust him.
I don't trust
Actually,
him
it didn't
no
say
more.
external. It said another drive, and I was like, hey, chicken, do you have 2 hard drives? You're like, yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I did have 2. The main one and the secondary. Well, whatever. You ain't formatting my shit no more. I can handle that. Oh, shit.
I taught you the basics of it, so.
Yeah.
In other news, Skynet is coming. Elon Musk has an open AI that in 2 weeks' time went from nothing in the Dota 2 world to beating pros.
Yes.
I am really, really scared about this.
That's
how quick this little thing learns.
OpenAI is the company, by the way. They have been producing AI all sorts. I think they even created an AI chess opponent that beat the world's best chess master. Which, chess is, it's a very game.
Logical?
Basically every move you make, they can create every move that can be done from that point on in just a matter of a few seconds. So, but still, I mean, the people, I've heard the company OpenAI several times over the last couple of years. Be ready. I'm telling you this now. Those are the motherfuckers that are going to create something that they're going to regret. I'm calling it now.
We have made a mistake. It is too smart.
Yeah, they're going to make something and they're going to be like, shit. Because, I mean, this little program that they were playing with, it taught itself how to play. Like, they were talking how the original, basically, Dota is a MOBA. And it would just basically walk into towers and die. And then eventually it taught itself to not leave the base. And eventually started learning how to hit minions, push lanes, fake out, trick your opponent, deny. Like, Dota is a very complex game that requires a significant amount of thought and process and figure out what your opponent's going to do, the minions and things like that. And this thing could do it better than anybody. It has a a mechanic in the game where you could stand in front of your creeps and slow them down so that the enemy creeps gets to your side and you can fight on your side. And this motherfucker knows how to creep block better than humans do. So that it always fights on its ground. Like, it knows how to maneuver you so that you're at a disadvantage. It knows how to... It's incredible how smart this bot is.
So basically, the next step is that AI is going to go through and take control of all of our like military drones and nukes, and it's going to play MOBA with us.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. I mean, if at the beginning of the video, they bring in a bunch of pro players and they're like, "Oh, you've ever been worried about a bot?" And they're like, "Oh no, they're terrible. It's fine." And it's like, "You want to play ours?" And they're like, "Sure, no problem." And they all get spanked, like they get paddled, and they're just like, "What the fuck did you get me into? What the hell is this thing? I don't want to play this no more."
Oh my god, unplug it, unplug it.
Pretty much, like. They wheeled it out on a chair with like a jacket on it, then pulled the jacket off, and then just like get ready to get spanked.
That sounds like a very like weird anime now, where it's just like they roll out a little computer and like they have people like standing beside it and like remove its jacket in a flashy fashion, and it's like you gotta beat this.
Pretty much. And the thing is, if that thing can teach 4 other bots, then it has a whole team that it can play by itself. I mean, it's fucking wild. I mean, the Dota bots could already play. They could already play in the jungle, but being able to create something that can move around and react to human interference is a little wild because, I mean, at that point, whenever you mess with it, it knows how to react and counter you. So if you're like, I'm going to turn you off, it'll pretend to shut itself off, and then it's not really going to be turned off, and the computer's going to turn back on and drain your bank account and create itself a body. And
No.
We got iRobot, and we've got Skynet. We got all types of shit going on now.
And then one day, OpenAI is going to be like, guys, we made a mistake. If anybody sees a cyborg walking around, please report it to the police.
Let me tell you why they made a mistake. Okay, this is why I think Skynet, non-profit organization. So everything that they get, so any money that they make has to be spent back into the company in some way. Now, whether that's other people's paychecks, whatever, but it has to be spent back into the company in some way. There has to be zero profit at the end of it. That's why I think it's going to end up being, because it's going to be like, everybody's like, oh, we'll put money into that. It's non-profit.
Yeah.
It's like, you're dooming us all. It's
scary, man. It is very scary. In about 10 years, OpenAI is going to come out with something that is just going to be like, so when are we getting to Mars again? Because I think we need to dip out real quick.
Well, we have to make
my fear is
on Mars first, but I mean,
I'll be on the first wave if they're going to fucking open up Skynet.
They have discovered plenty of other planets that could sustain life, but they're pretty far away.
I'll go into cryo.
250 years from now.
I'll go to cryo freeze. Fuck that shit. I'll see you guys later. Come back. Skynet's already taken over.
Yeah, but see, then we get into the whole alien fiasco where we need an AI to like run the ship and do all that other stuff and to get people out of cryo sleep once they have arrived.
Oh, great. Now we're getting into aliens territory.
Yeah,
fuck that.
And then we find the fun little life on that planet, and then we get xenomorphs eventually. After the
we
AI
just can't win.
testing.
You know what? We just can't.
Because then you get the AI that wants to do the testing on all the humans and go, okay, I want to create the perfect life form. Look, I've made an alien, and they start out as little face huggers that give you a face full of alien wing.
So we need to go ahead and invent the T-1000 now is what you're saying.
We need the T-1000s to fight off the aliens. Oh my god.
Predators will land at the same time. What are we supposed to do?
Fuck that shit. Hopefully
Just
it's in 100
Terminator
years
goes
from now.
We'll start all over.
It's Predator.
Just hide in the cave, everybody. We'll start all over. Let them duke it out. We'll come back out.
Nuke everything. Everything.
Too funny. Anything else you want to talk about? Overwatch skins?
The Overwatch
Nintendo is
skins
being
are neat.
sued.
What?
Nintendo is being hit with a lawsuit over the Switch, which I really
When
don't think
aren't
is gonna
they?
go anywhere. Yeah, I totally thought of that first. Little hand it. Give it up, dude. You're not gonna win.
Pretty much. Shut up, man. You're not the first to try and sue Nintendo for stealing your pretend idea.
Well, the thing is they're asking, the company that's suing is asking for them, they want money from Nintendo and the Switch to be removed from sale. Now, I'm not the smartest person on the planet, but let me tell you something. One, I know that ain't going to happen because Nintendo's got enough money, but I could probably get the money from Nintendo and then ask for the royalty rights for every Switch sold, and I would make money off shit I don't ever have to put money into.
Like they would ever give anybody royalty rights for anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
they wouldn't have a
here's
choice
the thing,
in that
though,
particular case.
is you've got to prove it. Because, I mean, honestly, they had the Wii U, which had kind of almost a similar feel. Like, a lot of people thought it was a handheld that you could take anywhere anyways when that one was out.
Well, and that's what I think that Nintendo's going to counter with, is whenever these people created it, they could actually say, well, technically you used our technology to create your wiki pad or whatever the heck it was called.
Pretty much. Like, that's all theirs.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you created the same design that we had. You know, we just used our existing technology to create it, and you based yours off of ours, so therefore we're suing you. You know?
Don't
now
get
you
into
get a big
fight with a
countersuit.
big company like that. You're going to lose. That's pretty much how it's going to end.
One that's 127 years old, you definitely don't want to mess with.
Yeah, they've been around the block a few thousand times.
Anything else?
I'm good.
That's it.
Good?
That's it.
The only thing I can think of is this Wednesday I do have to... I'm excited about this and kind of scared at the same time. I do have to do trivia night at one of the local restaurants here in town because they have a Wednesday night, and the theme trivia this week is going to be video games, and so I'm in charge of that. So I've got video game stuff that's on. Next week I'll try to get it because I don't want to post anything too soon. So next week I will try to post on our website the questions that I asked, so people can go through and answer them if they want to. So yeah, and it's be quite interesting, I think. So we'll see. I'm interested to see because I've got actually one of the guys that is a big video game fan that works there. He's going to all the local shops that people frequent for video games and stuff, and is giving them flyers and trying to get people to get there. So that should be pretty awesome. Maybe get us some local listeners as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But as always, we do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week in Infinite Respawn. You can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Add Baka Pickle.
Make sure you go to our YouTube as well, where you can watch the video version of our podcast, as well as some videos that Grif has done, and some Let's Plays as well. So you can go to Infinite Respawn on that. There are 3 Infinite Respawns now, I think, in YouTube. Ours is the cool-looking symbol that one of our wonderful fans has done. Ollie did, and also Red did a little bit on it as well, but it's the IR symbol inside of what looks like a big giant bubble. Not the one that looks like it was drawn by a 4th grader.
Throwing some shade out.
Damn.
Just saying. I looked at it because I had a person point at it and goes, "Is this one?" And I said, "New." The one that looks professional underneath that. Thank you.
Damn.
So make sure you go on there and join our YouTube as well. And InfiniteRespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, and hang out. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.